Alright, what's up everyone? Justin here with another video. So since I've come to Japan, I've really started to enjoy drinking coffee. And when I first came to Japan, I was surprised by the number of options of coffee you have in the convenience store. A lot of it being in a can. So when I first tried canned coffee, I was really looking forward to all these options, but then I was sorely disappointed. That first canned coffee I drank was absolutely terrible. And since then, I've been telling people to stay away from canned coffee. But I decided to give it another chance for this video and try various kinds of canned coffee you can get from a convenience store. So with that said, let's get started. So the first coffee I'm trying is this coffee called Fire. And so when you're at the convenience store, they have a section of canned coffee that's been preheated, as well as a section which has all your iced coffee. And so this came from the section of the preheated coffee. It looks like it's just straight black coffee with a little bit of sugar and milk added. Alright, let's give it a taste. And so I did just buy these coffees, so the hot coffee should still be hot in theory. That's not bad. I've definitely had better coffees. It just kind of tastes like, essentially, what it says on it. Black coffee with a little bit of milk and sugar added to probably mask the taste. Alright. Next up is this Georgia coffee. And so Georgia is one of the big coffee brands in Japan. Japanese people seem to really love, but it also kind of makes you wonder if it's so good. Why have I never heard of it before coming to Japan? So yeah, this one just also looks like it's meant to be black coffee, maybe from Colombia actually. And it's called Emerald Mountain Blend. And the idea of canned coffee is kind of nice, being able to get coffee that's just ready to go, that you don't have to drink right away. But, like I said, sometimes it can be kind of bad. It's not Georgia too. These taste almost exactly the same. So it is about 11:35 here. And so usually by now I would have had a coffee and probably be gearing up for my second coffee. So let's see if I get more crazy as this video goes on. So moving on to our iced coffee. I only bought 2 hot coffees because it's still kind of summer in Japan. Or at least it still feels like summer even though it's fall. So people don't want to drink hot coffee yet, so there's still not very many options. So next up is just this straight black coffee from UCC. It says there's no sugar added, and it's unsweetened. I usually drink black coffee, so we'll see how this tastes. Wait a second. That definitely tastes like there's been some kind of sweetener added to it. It's drinkable. It's not like that first canned coffee I had here in Japan that was just completely undrinkable. Okay, and next up is this other coffee from UCC that's simply called The Coffee. I have to give whoever came up with the names credit. UCC, black. UCC, The Coffee. It's very simple, but it gets the point across. So this one has been sweetened for sure, even though it says black coffee on it. And yeah, so like the canned coffee or pre-packaged coffee you can buy at convenience stores comes in like actual cans that are kind of small. But they also have these kind of cans which I prefer because you can screw the lid back on, which is convenient if you're on the go, I guess. Oh, there's something about this one. This one tastes off. I think they should change the name from The Coffee to something more like Torture Coffee. Ooh. Okay. Well, moving on to the next one. I don't know if I've mentioned, but most of these canned coffees you can actually buy at a convenience store or at a vending machine if there's no convenience store nearby. And so next on the list is this Boss Black Coffee. And Boss is a really another famous coffee brand in Japan. That you'll see a lot at convenience stores and as well as in vending machines. And so I decided to try their basic black coffee for this video. It's supposed to be from Brazil from the looks of it. And it says you can have it hot or cold. But of course I went with the cold coffee because it's still very hot outside. Even though I'm indoors right now. But anyway. It's actually not bad. There's definitely a lot better coffees out there, but it's still better than the Torture Coffee. If I had to rate it, I would give this one a rating of maybe like a 5 or a 6. And so, next is this Wanda Morning Shot. And they're must be doing like a One Piece campaign or something because they have Luffy on the front. And why is it called a morning shot? Is there like an espresso in this? It doesn't say anything about an espresso. I was actually tired before this video, but now I'm feeling awake. As sugar milk, it's not bad. As coffee, I would stay away from it. So, Wanda is made by Asahi, and Asahi is one of the biggest drink companies in Japan, if not the biggest. Their beer is also quite famous. Wanda might actually just be their coffee division. I'm not sure. I've never done research into it. But next up is another Asahi coffee. And this one's a cafe ore. So that basically just means coffee with milk added into it. And again, this one can be drank hot or cold. I think most of these can be drank hot or cold depending on what you want. Oh, it smells good. Wait, is there coffee in this? Again, as a drink, I like it. But if I want something with coffee taste, this doesn't do it. It tastes like 80% milk, 20% coffee, and whatever else they put into it. Crap, that'd be more than 100%. Anyway, definitely a good drink, but lacking in the coffee department. So next up is this Tully's black coffee, and Tully is actually, or Tully's, is a really big coffee shop brand. And Tully's coffee shops are scattered around Japan. There's definitely one in Matsuyama in Hokkaido, which is like the big shopping area in Matsuyama. There's probably other ones scattered throughout Matsuyama, but that's the main one I know of. And so it looks like this is like a mix of different places. It's 10% Kilimanjaro, 80% Brazil, and 10% Mocha. I guess Mocha's not a place, but... And again, it should just be basic black coffee. And on the back, it even has some English labeling. Professional quality. The reasons. The reasons for what? The reasons for professional quality? So I'm expecting good things from this coffee because just Tully's is a really well-known brand and it has actual coffee shops in Japan, unlike UCC, Boss. Ooh. There's actually something wrong with this one too. I'm not sure if it's all the coffee I drink, but there's a really weird aftertaste to this one. Definitely, if you're in Japan, I would stay away from these two. I still have two more, but I don't think they'll be that bad. But that said, if you have the chance to go to Tully's coffee shop, their coffee at their stores are really good, but their canned coffee leaves a lot to be desired. So next up is this. It's not exactly canned coffee. It's coffee in a plastic container, kind of like bubble tea, where you have to you have to stick the straw through the lid like bubble tea. And this is specifically the Lawson brand of black coffee. So it should be sugar-free and milk-free. It says that in English and Japanese, so I'm pretty confident. And most convenience stores will have an option like this. And they probably taste a little different, but not too different, I imagine. So yeah, just like bubble tea. So I'm not sure if so it's supposed to be sugar-free and milk-free, but if you look on the back, there's calories in it. Tanpaku, which I think is protein. There's protein in it too. I could be wrong. I don't know my Japanese ingredients very well. Again, it's just very average. Most of these canned coffees have been pretty average, actually. Like, not necessarily bad tasting, except for the Tully's and the Torture coffee. This is also from Lawson. I actually bought all these at Lawson. So keep that in mind that the brands like Boss and Tully's are available pretty much anywhere. But this is a honey latte. So this honey latte is only available at Lawson's. And I really like the way they did the design of the cup. I like the kind of honey dripping down from the top. And a little bee, that's kind of cute. Oh, and this is my last coffee, or the last coffee I am trying for this video. So hopefully I saved the best for last. And not necessarily canned coffee, but has the idea of the other coffee where it's pre-packaged coffee that's ready to drink, that you don't have to brew yourself. Oh, wow. So I like this, but like the Asahi Cafe Order, I like it as a drink. The milk and the honey completely covered up the taste of the coffee. If you have a sore throat or something, this might actually not be bad for you. It's so sugary, I can't stop drinking. Alright, that's my last coffee for the day. I have to say, I feel wide awake now. I'm very happy I filmed this in the morning instead of waiting till night to do this, because I probably wouldn't be able to fall asleep. So just kind of to recap, the hot coffees I tried at the start weren't bad. They were very average. And definitely stay away from these two if it can be helped. And the honey latte and the the Asahi Cafe Order are good as drinks, but not good as coffee, because they just don't have a coffee taste. So if you're at a convenience store to buy coffee and you have the chance, I would just recommend buying the brewed coffee you can get at the register, because it tastes like actual coffee. And I've tried the brewed coffee at the register from Family Mart, Lawson, and 7-Eleven, and they're all better than all of these canned, pre-packaged coffees I tried. That said, if you need if you're at the vending machine, just stay away from Tully's and the UCC, the coffee, and you'll be good. Alright, with that said, that'll do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed, and if you want to try canned coffee, or if you think canned coffee is a cool idea, let me know down in the comments below. And I'll see you next time. Mata ne.